Hey, what up, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. For all latest Dodgers news and rumors, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. And a quick reminder, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, some of your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation questions of the day. 1, if it's not the Dodgers, who do you think Corey Seager will ultimately sign with? And 2, right now, give me your percentage chance that he'll re-sign with LA. Drop that down below in the comment section. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So today we've got an update on the Dodgers' top free agent, Corey Seager. Now, I've been just scouring the interwebs, trying to round up all these rumors for you guys, and there's been a lot of talk about Seager in the last few days. And the first thing we have to talk about is Scott Boras, the Thanos of sports agents. He's out there dropping dad jokes about his clients. Did you see what he said about Nick Castellanos? He said, "I advised all of you 2 years ago that old St. Nick was going to bring a lot of presents to Cincinnati. Frankly, we're just going to sit back and see what teams have been naughty and nice." For Chris Bryant, he said he was the Sean Connery of Major League Baseball. For Marcus Semien, he said that Marcus Semien is a semiconductor in a world short of microchips. And then his line for Corey Seager, he said that Seager's parents named him appropriately because he's a rock. Now, yes, Corey Seager was hotter than the Earth's Corey in the 2020 NLCS and World Series. But come on, Scott Boras, you're embarrassing yourself at this point. Okay, I'm just going to show myself out after that one. But let's get down to business on these latest Corey Seager rumors. So the first one comes from Buster Olney. He tweeted out, "There's a good deal of industry conversation about Corey Seager as a match for the Texas Rangers. He's tight with Rangers manager Chris Woodward, a former Dodgers coach, and Texas expected to make a big splash in free agency and focus on building a winning culture. But it's early." So first things first, let's break out the Dodgers rumor meter. I'm giving this a 2 Dodger dogs. People are talking at this point, nothing more than that. Do I think the Rangers could be a serious player for Corey Seager at some point this offseason? I do, but we're not quite there yet. But I wouldn't underestimate the Texas Rangers. Now, the most important thing to take from that tweet is that the Texas Rangers do want to make a splash this offseason. They have a plan in place. They want to be contenders by the year 2023, and Corey Seager is still young. He's 27. He turns 28 next April, and he would be a really solid rock-like building block for that franchise. Another thing to consider, too, is the connection to Chris Woodward. I don't think that it's a massive deal breaker. It's nice to have an established relationship, but when you think about it, if Seager signs with the Texas Rangers, he's going to sign a Texas-sized contract with 10 years possibly on that deal. I think if he goes to Texas, you're guaranteed a 10-year deal because they would have to overpay to bring him down to the Lone Star State. And Corey Seager realizes it's a business. There's no guarantee that Chris Woodward would be the manager for the entirety of his career down in Texas. So it's nice to have that connection, especially at the start of his career down there. But I wouldn't think it's the end-all, be-all when it comes to his ultimate decision if he ends up signing with the Rangers. Now, another thing to consider, too, if you're the Rangers, it didn't go so well the last time you dropped a big bag on his shortstop. And, of course, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when the Rangers gave Alex Rodriguez that historic 10-year, $252 million contract. They only spent 3 years playing for the Rangers. You know, when Alex Rodriguez became Alex Rodriguez and everything just fell apart down there in Texas. But if you're the Rangers, Corey Seager does make some sense. He has that name cachet. He's a known player around the league. He's a multi-time All-Star. He was the NLCS MVP, the World Series MVP in 2020. And where did he play those games? At Globe Life Field. So Corey Seager sees the ball very well down there in Texas, and just look at his numbers during last year's postseason. He posted a 1,012 OPS in the NLDS. The NLCS, he had a 1,230 OPS with 5 home runs. And the World Series, he had a 1,256 OPS with 2 home runs. So that's maybe something you consider. He likes to hit down there in Texas. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, why would a player of Corey Seager's caliber want to go to the Texas Rangers? They're not a team that's in place to to compete for a World Series in the next few seasons? Well, one, Corey Seager has already won his World Series, and two, it would likely be an 8 to 10 year contract. I'm telling you, it would be a 10-year deal if he signs with the Rangers, and in that case, you're not guaranteed to compete for a World Series for an entire decade. That is very rare. Only certain franchises like, I don't know, just the Los Angeles Dodgers can pull something like that off, and also, they have great depth in their farm system. Their farm system is currently ranked 11th in Major League Baseball. They have the right-handed pitcher, Jack Leiter. They have Josh Jung, the third baseman. They don't necessarily have a lot of those top 100 prospects, but they have great depth across the board. So they've been working on that for quite some time. That will help them contend in the near future. But at the end of the day, I think it all boils down to the Texas Rangers contract offer. If they're willing to give him a Texas-sized contract and outbid the Yankees or the Dodgers or teams like that, I think Seager might consider it. One, you have Scott Boras in his ear. He's going to want to get the biggest deal he can. And then also, you never know. Maybe Corey Seager doesn't want to play in a massive media market like Los Angeles or New York. Maybe he's done with the pressure cooker franchises. Look, there's so much pressure in LA. There's even more pressure in New York. He's experienced that with the Dodgers, and also he's won his NLCS MVP. He's won his World Series MVP and World Series ring. Maybe he already thinks, hey, I've gotten it done on the game's biggest stage. Maybe he just wants to be comfortable, Corey, down in Texas and be the face of that franchise and not be lost amongst other superstars. So I think that's another thing to consider. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to be all about the money with the Texas Rangers, and I will not underestimate them because they are willing to spend this offseason. Now, the next team that Corey Seager has been linked to in the last few days, you guessed it, the New York Yankees.
New York Yankees!
Jim Bowden tweeted, according to sources, Yankees are in conversation with agents for both Corey Seager and Carlos Correa, #confirmed. So for this one, I'm giving it a 3 Dodger dogs. I definitely think there's serious smoke between the New York Yankees and Corey Seager. Look, they like skyscrapers. Well, he's a skyscraper of a shortstop. Imagine just how big he'd look in those pinstripes. And if you want to check out the video I dropped a few months ago on why the Yankees are the biggest threats to sign Corey Seager, I'll drop that in the description because one, he grew up a Yankee fan. Two, his parents are from upstate New York. They raised them as Yankee fans. And three, he idolized Derek Jeter. You remember back in 2016, they made a big deal about it when he was going to the Bronx to play his first game at Yankee Stadium. So look, make no mistake about it, Corey Seager has dreamt and visualized himself wearing those pinstripes, and that can go a long way. He's pretty much manifested this for a long time, and I think what it comes down to is Hal Steinbrenner last year. They reset that tax. You knew they were going to spend this year, and there were rumors last year that they didn't spend because they wanted Corey Seager this year. So I think they're hot on Corey Seager. I think they want him in pinstripes. He makes a lot of sense. A lefty bat right there for the Yankees. He can do a lot of things. I think his swing is going to age very well. He's got those bat-to-ball skills, no wasted movements. He's got great mechanics. I think he has one of the best hit tools in all of Major League Baseball, and they're going to sign him for his offense. And I think that that'll free up his mind when he goes from shortstop, slides over to third base, and I think you'll start to see a power surge. I think you will see Corey Slugger where he hits over 30 home runs. Right now, his career high in home runs for a single season is 26. So, yes, you get the doubles, but I think you'll see an uptick in his power numbers when he finally slides over to third base, like we've been saying for years. But I think another big factor is, do the Yankees want to go after Carlos Correa as well? Well, if you look since the 2019 season, this will trip you out. Carlos Correa has played exactly 281 games. So has Corey Seager. He has played exactly 281 games. And in that span, Corey Seager has a 131 WRC plus. Carlos Correa has a 129 WRC plus. If you look at the power numbers, 52 home runs for Carlos Correa, 50 home runs for Corey Seager. Now, we know defensively, Carlos Correa is a superior shortstop. He won the Gold Glove this year. And if you're the Yankees, that could complicate some things because they have Peraza and Volpe that are going to be coming up at some point. So I think if they realize that Seager is going to be committed to transitioning to third base, that Seager might be the better fit for him. Also, you got a lefty versus a righty. Seager fits their lineup much more. So I think they'll be more committed to going after Corey Seager. And I think Carlos Correa, at the end of the day, signs with another team. Now, personality-wise, Correa makes a lot of sense. I think he would do well in the Bronx. I think the fans would love his energy. energy and his tenacity, the ferocity that he plays with. I think that he could be a spark for that Yankees dugout. And I think at the end of the day, considering the fact that the Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009, it was the first time they went a decade without winning a fall classic. I think they're going to be aggressive. I think they're poised to go on a spending spree, and I think they will prioritize signing Corey Seager. And MLB insider Jeff Passan, he appeared on the Michael Kay show in New York, and he predicted that Corey Seager would sign with the Yankees.
Shortstop for the Yankees in 2022, is it one of the shiny objects that will be available?
Corey Seager.
So I've been calling Corey Seager to the Yankees for over a year now, but I hope I am wrong. I'm hoping the Dodgers can find a way to get him signed to an 8-year deal, that he slides to third base and he ends his career with the Dodgers. And don't count out the Dodgers, because they will be in the mix for Corey Seager. Scott Boras told reporters a few days ago Corey's experience in LA was he was a world champion, treated great, good communication levels. He had a great experience in LA, and we look forward to talking about his future there. And I think if they could get him for 8 years, if you look at that, he's still relatively young. He'd be 35 at the end of that contract. So that would be the best case scenario. But you know the Dodgers, they want to try to maintain that payroll flexibility. They have a lot of guys to sign this offseason, and they also have Trey Turner already ready to take over that shortstop role. And I know that some of you might not want to hear that, but look, I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel based on everything that we've seen so far. And I just think the lure of playing for his childhood team combined with Scott Boras, it could be too much to overcome for the Dodgers at the end of the day. Now, Mark Feinsand, he also listed some other teams that might go after Seager. He had the three we already mentioned, the Dodgers, Yankees, and Rangers, along with the Chicago Cubs, Detroit Tigers, and the Philadelphia Phillies. So the Cubs, they're looking to spend. They don't have a lot of commitments long-term. Then you got the Tigers. They're going to be spenders this offseason. A lot of people have Carlos Correa going to Detroit. Then the Phillies, I don't see that happening, but I think it's going to come down to the Rangers, the Dodgers, the Yankees. And I think at the end of the day, it's a Yankees-Dodgers battle, and then we'll see if the Rangers can get in the mix. But let me know down below in the comment section, where do you think that Corey Seager will sign with next year? And if it's not the Dodgers, who do you think he'll end up signing with? Will it be the Yankees, Rangers, any of these teams we mentioned? And also, give me your percentage chance that you think that Corey Seager will return to the Dodgers. I want your takes down below in the comment section. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. For all latest Dodgers news and rumors, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers videos, smash that like button. For all latest Dodgers Nation merch, head over to gearup.la. Download the Dodgers Nation app for my Android iPhone users. For all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.